What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are covering the Radical Bowling Katana Assault. Before we get into it, I have not thrown any type of katana, so this is my first ball from the katana line from Radical. So I'm super excited to see how this ball rolls. I will have some shots lined up to talk to you guys about what I was seeing with this ball, maybe compared to some others as well. Unfortunately, like I said, I've never thrown a katana, so I can't compare it to the old one, but I can still try to give you my thoughts of what I was seeing. But yeah, we have the info sheet here in front of us today, so we're going to read over this before we get into the shots and talk over some other things. Right here it says the Katana Assault has an RG of 2.501, a differential of 0.051, and an intermediate differential of 0.020. This core yields a quick response to friction and a lot of continuation to the pins. The Katana Assault and the new chemical compound cover known as HK22 Pearl create a new level of back-end reaction. This is a katana on steroids, a monster flip ball, a motion the industry has always craved, and now we have brought it to a whole new level. So as you can see in the writing here in the info sheet, a lot of hype around this ball, looking for a lot of flip down lane, a lot of down lane motion. I believe I will show it here in a second, but we have laid out this ball pinned down, so it will flare a little bit less than probably what most people would have their ball laid out to be. But yeah, just going over this again. The core is the Katana Assault asymmetric core. Cover stock, we are using the HK22 hyperkinetic cover again, and like I said, this cover has been fantastic on so many different bowling balls recently. We've been using it in several brands. Definitely would like to probably see it maybe something a little bit weaker than a ball like this. I know this is a pretty high performance bowling ball. Maybe try it with something kind of in the middle, symmetric type bowling ball. Maybe we'll see that in the future. Maybe Radical will be the first one to do it. Who knows? Either way, getting back into it, we have a finish of 500, 1000, 1500 CIAir Crown Factory compound. And again, the RG for 15 pounds is 250. The differential is 051, and the intermediate differential is 020. So we've had several balls kind of in this lineup recently, not the lineup, in this range, kind of like, I don't know, maybe a Columbia 300 top speed that I've drilled differently than this. Like I said, this Katana Assault should be laid out pinned down, should be a little bit less flaring than advertised just because of how we have it laid out. My top speed was drilled really strong, had a lot of flip down lane. With the tour season in full force right now, they have a lot of options on many different patterns, so kind of trying to mix up what we're having here. Gonna have a lot of balls with me on tour, so yeah, let's get into some shots and see how this ball performs. So before we get into these shots, as you can see, the layout right here is pinned down like we talked about before. The exact layout is 60 by 3 3/8 by 70. Again, we laid out this ball. I wanted to flare a little bit less than advertised. As we were reading before, it talked about the monster flip down lane. There's a good amount of differential, has a new HK22 cover stock, so you're expecting a lot of motion down lane. That shot was in. Ignore that shot. It wasn't very good. That one should be a little bit better. There we go, just like we wanted. But anyways, back to the bowling. You know, we laid out this bowling ball to have different options. I kind of feel like I have a few balls in my arsenal right now that are kind of around the same strength between the brands. So most of them are pin up with a good amount of flare. They have this new cover stock. Gonna see a lot of motion down lane from them. This ball, I want to see something a little bit smoother. Even though I'm standing farther right in this video, I'm doing it because this is where I usually play for my house shot, because I want to show you guys maybe differences if you can compare this video to an older video, what this would look like. So for me, this is still, the ball is reading, you know, it's got this smoother reaction to it down lane than I think some of the balls that I've done videos with recently. I want it to feel like, you know, when I go out on tour, because we just started the tour recently, that I can go farther left, play a little straighter, maybe even take some surface to this ball if I need to, and you know, it can be that nice smooth reaction over and over again. Not the big hockey stick motion, even though that is what was talked about in the info sheet before. As you can see, ball still going through the pins extremely well. There's probably going to be some 7 pins in this video, and those are a little more expected again because of the layout. Ball's flaring a little less. I'm not seeing as much motion down lane as I'm used to, and at this point we are moving a couple boards left just to see what it would look like to play a little straighter and get some straighter angles in some of the balls that we usually throw here. Another radical ball we throw a lot is the Rattler. It has a lot less diff. That shot right there, it looks like this point in the video definitely took a big step right. We are way farther right in the frame at this moment. The first shot was good. Second shot, close. At this point, probably need to slow it down, hit it harder. That looks closer. That was it. If we can get messengers like that all year, I will throw this ball every single shot, no matter what. Doesn't matter. I don't care how they fall. But if it does that, 9 times out of 10, we'll take it. But yeah, back to the balls. I throw the Radical Rattler a whole lot in this building. It has been so good to me this league season. And I think the differential in that ball is probably, I think it was 0.035, and this is way more than that. So the Rattler is a lot weaker. So this ball, if I drilled it the same as that, I would be standing a lot farther right because it would be picking up a whole lot more in that one spot than the Rattler. The Rattler kind of makes me stay a little softer, but I can be more aggressive with it at the same time at the bottom because I feel like with the lower diff, it's not going to over flare and hook a whole lot. So actually, with this ball and how we have it laid out, this kind of gives me closer to that feeling as well because, like I said, it's going to be a little bit smoother, even though they talk about the monster flip. I keep bringing that up because I just want you guys to know the layout on this bowling ball is affecting how this is going, mostly. And if somehow, the layout doesn't affect it, always remember you can change surfaces too. Maybe you need more polish, maybe you need more surface, maybe you need the ball to pick up earlier and later, whatever you need, depending on your game. Never forget that surface changes, that is what's touching the lane. That is a massive, massive factor in ball reaction, that is for sure. Without taking the pattern into play and where you're needing to play, surface affects so much. But yeah, we're getting to sort of the end of the video. Like usual, would probably maybe think about moving a little bit, making a ball change here. But so far, I like what I've seen. I haven't seen that huge hockey stick motion, even though that's what is advertised. If I drilled one that was stronger, it probably would have a massive hockey stick motion at the end of the lane. This is kind of exactly what I was looking for. So if you haven't already, please go like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. As always, we greatly appreciate it. Let me know what you think about this ball in the comments below. See you guys next time.